Alright everyone, and welcome back to our Vettel Career on F106. Previously we were at the Spanish Grand Prix and it was a good result for Sebastian. The first time he got through a race cleanly, and yeah, he got in amongst the midfield once again and continued his impressive start to the season. But what are the chances of him getting through this one without an incident then? The Monaco Grand Prix now coming up, and we're just having a quick recap of the standings after that previous race. And can see Vettel still down there in 14th place, not scoring any points since that incredible 8th place at Malaysia. So yeah, he'll be looking to add to that. Well, he'll certainly want to be, but being realistic, the Toro Rosso isn't really a point scoring car. Only really in crazy races it seems that they'll be scoring many points. But here in Q1 then, you can see Vettel was quite a bit down after his first lap, but on his second lap in Q1 he did a lot better, and look at that, 13.8, really stamping out his authority. And look at that, he was 3rd place in Q1. That is incredible for the Toro Rosso, and really putting his teammate to shame once again. Scott Speed there only 19th, and the main Red Bull car of Christian Klein only 20th, so yeah, really impressive stuff there from Sebastian. Then to Q2 then, and certainly it's looking like this could be a really strong result here in qualifying for him, and he could even get into the top 10 for the first time in his career. He's coming across the line then, and once again it's the 13.8, so this is some very impressive times there from Vettel, and that may have well just been enough to get him through to the top 10 right there, but that's not enough for him. And just showing off now, he crosses the line, it's a 13.2, so that is an extremely fast line. He's through. He's not just through, but he's fast in Q2, so this is really impressive stuff here, and it's certainly looking like we could see something special here today in qualifying. As for the first time Vettel is now in Q3 then, these quite complicated Q3 rules then, and we'll have to see how he adapts to them really. Of course he has to qualify with his race fuel, so we'll have to see how he adapts to that. And of course, to start off with, it isn't the best time, only a 15.4 for him. You see Kimi Raikkonen was only 14.1 with the fastest time, so there was definitely potential there. And of course we've already seen Vettel can go much faster than that, but of course, can he pull off that kind of time with more fuel in the car? We'll have to see as he's improving his times. Now he improves to a 14.4 there, so that's very good for him. He's 5th place at this stage. That's, well, anywhere in the top 10 is impressive. He's already outdone any expectations here, but here's his best lap then. Still pretty early in the session, but he's going across the line. He's catching up to the Ferrari in front of him, in fact, and look at that, a 13.7, and he's so excited that he goes straight on into the barriers. And well, I know some people would no doubt be shouting conspiracy at a German crashing after setting provisional pole time, but nonetheless it's P5 on the grid then for Vettel, by far his best qualifying in Formula 1. What a result that is. He's ahead of Michael Schumacher in fact, and both Ferraris having said that, the team that he still wants to drive for one day. And a very strong qualifying there for Honda. So what a qualifying that was. We're going to the grid now then. It's Rubens Barrichello on pole for his first pole for Honda, with the championship leader Fernando Alonso in 2nd, Des Button in 3rd, Raikkonen 4th, Vettel there, that incredible 5th place with Michael Schumacher, the first Ferrari, in 6th. Then you got Webber and Trilli there in 7th and 8th, with Fisichella and Massa. You have to say a fairly disappointing qualifying from them. Then further down, well, you got Montoya there in 14th place, an extremely disappointing day for him, with Nico Rosberg there on his home street really, only 16th. And Midlands, not a bad qualifying for them on the 9th row, 1 row up from normal. And yeah, the Super goes at the back again. But we're going to the grid now then. And here we are. It looks pretty clear out there. Doesn't look like rain's going to be a threat here, although out the back there it does look pretty cloudy. But the lights are coming on now. And away they go then in Monaco. Looks like Vettel's got a pretty good start here. He's on the inside line, so he may even have a look at Raikkonen into turn 1 here. They're going side by side, but Raikkonen's just about managed to hang on the outside. And now Vettel's just got to be careful that he doesn't get pounced on by Schumacher here then. So he got the hill towards Casino Square and Massenet, whichever way around that is. But looks like he's still holding his position at the moment, so that's good for him. And of course he just has to keep focused now and not make any silly mistakes, because any kind of result in the top 10, well, more specifically the top 8 really, would just be an incredible result for them. Of course it would add to the already spectacular point that they have so far this season for Toro Rosso. So yeah, it's been a good start for Vettel, keeping himself out of trouble. And a few laps in, he's still going pretty well here. He's maintaining the gap to Raikkonen and got a 1.4 second lead over Schumacher, so going well for him so far. But then into Raskas, he's just been a bit too eager there, looking at Raikkonen, and he's damaged his front left tyre a little bit. Doesn't look like it's affecting him too much at this stage, but he is going to have to watch out for that now. Of course, he's still got a fair few laps until he's scheduled to pit, so he is going to have to be careful now. But yeah, still in P5 then, but we're going to skip another few laps now then, and he's actually dropped a bit of time to Raikkonen now. Oh, and he's damaged the other tyre as well now in the swimming pool section, so that is probably going to affect him quite a bit now. And like we saw in Bahrain, where he just started to lose so much grip. But yeah, skipping another few more laps now, and well, Raikkonen really started to pull away now, and it looks like there's a little bit of trains done for him now. As through the swimming pool section, oh, and Vettel's lost it big time this time, and he's into the barriers. He's caused a bit of a train behind him. He's got front wing damage, he's held up Schumacher a little bit there, but well, at least didn't get past. But yeah, he's lost so much time to the top 4 now, and he is going to have to pit because yeah, he's got front wing damage and his tyres were already knackered. Well, the front ones anyway because of that damage, but yeah, he's going to have to come in now then to change those tyres. And here he comes in. It's going to be a long stop, so of course he's going to lose a fair bit of time here, unfortunately. So we'll have to see if it affects him in the pits. Don't know what the Lollipop man was doing there, but he seemed to think that once the front wing was changed that they could just send him off again, but he's got it right this time, thankfully. I don't think it really did cost the team any time there. A long stop, of course, because of the damage, and to refill, of course they had to fill up more than they would have had to because he came in a lot earlier. So yeah, he's down P18 then, a lot of retirements in the early stages, so he was in last but in 18th, so yeah, less places for him to gain of course, but out of the final point he comes in on the next lap I believe this is, and speeds in the pits. But you can see there that Webber and Trilly have dropped down, but they're still ahead of him, so that's bad news for him because of course that means they've leapfrogged him, and well, they were down like 7th and 8th after qualifying, so it looks like his chance for points may be in doubt a little bit here. We see a few more cars coming in now. It looks like he can be very close to Villeneuve here on the exit of the pits. But he sets the fastest lap of the race there, and that's the second time in 3 races I believe it is. He's just managed to get himself ahead of Vettel then, Villeneuve even, and we're going to skip a few laps now where he gained a few more places, good at pit stops. Now he's lining up Jarno Trulli then for 11th place, and he's got a very good front run through a swimming pool section. They're going side by side, but it doesn't look like he's got quite enough. Oh, but Trulli's decided to back out of it. He's decided, credit where credit's due, as a brave move, and he's just decided to give him a place then. So Vettel up into 11th place, a few more cars pitting now then, so Vettel looks like he's in 9th place, although he's going to be going side by side here, it looks like with Coulthard out the pits. Where is Coulthard? He's going to be somewhere on our right I think, but oh, he's a bit further behind, so Vettel then in 9th place now. So it could have been a lot worse, and he's right behind Massa and Fisichella now, so he's going to be looking to line them up for a pass as quickly as possible now, just to try and, well, he wants to get at least 1 point, I guess. But of course he would have liked a lot more because he would run in 5th place. But he's lined up Fisichella, he's got a very good run towards the last class. Of course he hit Raikkonen here before, but this time he's pulled off a nice move just about to avoid the barriers on the outside. But he's up into 8th place then, and looking at Felipe Massa already then. Only 7 laps to go now, and Vettel though, that's not stopping him. He's chasing down that Ferrari, and he's got a good run through Lowe's hairpin now. Very good run in fact. He's going to be going side by side through Porte, it looks like. He's just muscled the Ferrari out of the way there as they enter the tunnel now, and Vettel then managing to get a bit more speed there through the tunnel, and he's just forced his way past the Ferrari. That's a brave move certainly, and he's up into 7th place then, and now chasing down Mark Webber for 6th place. This could still be a very good, very strong result for Vettel here. He's looking at the inside, that same move he tried on Trulli, and it looks like well, Webber's giving him the same treatment really, giving him respect for even trying that move and just handed him the place it seems. So a bit odd that the driver's been so courteous here, but still 6th place for Sebastian Vettel. That's going to be his best result of his career so far then, and another points finish. I don't think anyone expected any points finishes at all, but it looks like for the second time in only 7 races so far he's going to be managing it, and the cross line he comes in. What a weekend he's had. 6th place then in the race. What a race, and as I said, what a weekend. It was Rubens Barrichello then that won the race for Honda, the first of his Honda days, and his first one for well, 2 years I imagine that would have been. Alonso in second, so extends his championship lead with Jenson Button in third. A very strong weekend then for Honda. Also for Michelin runners as well then, with the top 4 all running Michelins, and Schumacher the highest, Bridgestone then in 5th place. And yeah, looking further down now then, well, we saw a few names further down like Massa there in 8th, but Montoya there only 16th out of 18 finishes, behind, wow, the Midland of Albers there in 14th place. That was a very strong weekend for him. Looking further down, Vettel's teammate Speed only 17th, still really not showing any kind of potential at this stage, it has to be said, with Sato, Ralf Schumacher, Montero and Rosberg all dropping out fairly early on in the race. So now we're going to look at the standings then. It was Barrichello who scored the most points today then, and we're going to look at the standings now then, and we can see he's moved up to 5th then, but at the top of the standings, Alonso now has a race wins advantage over Michael Schumacher, and Raikkonen moves ahead of Fisichella, who had a bad weekend. Vettel then moving up to 12th place, so a very good weekend for him. He's ahead of Trillian and Rosberg now, and we're going to look further down now, and yeah, not much change at all, or no change at all, as you would probably expect. But onto the constructors then, Honda, by far the best team then this weekend, and well, it hasn't changed anything in the standings in fact, but Renault still lead then. I think that's Ferrari and McLaren still level there, and Toro Rosso closing on Red Bull in fact, so how about that for Toro Rosso in their first season, and a lot of it down to better arrogant to say this, but Sebastian Vettel then. But yeah, back in the motorhome then, and what will the team have to say about that one then? And stunning performance. That was a fantastic drive at the weekend's Grand Prix, truly outstanding. I knew we made the right choice getting you on board. The whole team is behind you 100%, and there's a real feeling that we're on the threshold of something great. Well, we'll have to see about that, as well, we're still waiting for that the recruitment thing for Ferrari, see if they've interested in our application. But just looking at the news stories now then, ecstatic rumours Barrichello raised winning trophy at the Monaco Grand Prix. You can see there problems for the junior Honda team, Losu Braguri. But we're going to skip time now then to, well, the next day, and unfortunately it's a failed application to join Ferrari, so that is well, this has made this all a bit bittersweet then, just a day after Vettel's best result in Formula 1. But no doubt in the future they will see what a talent he is. But it looks like there's an advert for Toyota now. I don't think Vettel really isn't that interested in this, but I think he just wants to see, you know, what the midfield teams might have to offer him if, you know, say Red Bull or BMW maybe come calling. But looks like only Toyota are only interested in a test drive at the minute, so that's not really anything that Vettel is interested in. He wants to be racing week in, week out, and we're certainly enjoying it at the moment. So yeah, he won't be, I don't think he'll be taking this application to join Toyota, but he's now going to be turning his attention to the British Grand Prix. Will it be another win for the McLaren team? They won here last season with one Montoya, but well, Sebastian managed to get another points finish. So if you enjoyed this race, then make sure you leave a like, and I shall see you next time for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Thanks for watching, and goodbye, and I'm sorry for just hitting the mic then.